Suraj,
Yes, sir.
Suraj, please give a brief introduction about yourself.
So, myself, Suraj Tiwari. I am from Manipur, Uttar Pradesh. Currently, I am doing my master's from JNU in Russian language.
Suraj, you have opted for sociology as your optional subject.
Yes, sir.
Why have you selected sociology of all the subjects?
So, actually, the choosing of sociology, reason behind that, I'm in JNU, and the atmosphere there is very socially, and also sociology help me in writing exams and as like essay, a GS paper, and also. So that's why I'm choosing sociology as my.
How would you relate sociology with bureaucracy in India?
Sociology is totally related to bureaucracy, sir, because bureaucrat totally work for the society, sir. So I think there's all about those sociology and bureaucracy.
What are the issues related to it, sociology and bureaucracy?
So issues majorly issues with bureaucracy, that typism.
Okay, let's forget that. So tell me, what difficulties are faced by differently abled person in our society?
So, differently able person face a very, very much difficulty in our society. Firstly, the people of our society, there is a mentally construct the idea that a disabled person has something done in their previous life. That's they are disabled. And if a person being disabled after some accident or other things, and they think if a person done something in past that way is so they so they treat a person as like a wasteful things.
We are not treating them in a good way. Society is not treating them in a good way. You tell me what the government has done for them.
So government enacted a law for PWD person in 2026 or 2016. Sorry. Uh, for them, government um, in that act also public buildings be physically handicap friendly, and the most of the building also physically physically handicap friendly, and there also a reservation in government job of 4%, and in educational institute there is a 5% reservation for PWD persons.
What have you done for the differently abled person?
Disabled for last 5 years. So I am trying to learn the things how society behave, how I have to react, and how I have to respond, and how I have to help them to remove this type of difficulties. And
have you done anything for the people who have a problem like you are having?
I majorly visit an institution in Delhi or in my home state UP, and there I see the infrastructure is not PH friendly. So I also took them authorities to make the infrastructure accessible for PWD person, and I also when I visit to my village, I teach the children and the members of the society to uh, to think about the PWD person and give them opportunity to do something good in their life.
Suggest us 3 things which you would like government to do to give them a differently abled person or people a better life in the society.
So firstly, government need to stick the rule for PWD persons. And secondly, government restrictly follow the infrastructure issue for PWD person. As I feel, there is a 99% public institute, they are not physically friendly. And thirdly, sir, education sector. I see many of the physically handicapped students, they are not engaged in education. because of their financial issue, because of their accessible issue, and so on.
Oh, thank you, Suraj.
Hello, Suraj. How are you?
Fine, sir.
Suraj, you are currently doing your post-graduation in Russian studies,
Yes, sir.
right? And you have completed your graduation in Russian itself.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you must be very closely watching the Russia-Ukraine thing because obviously it has a lot to do with the language.
Yes.
Tell me historical perspective about the Ukraine as an independent nation and earlier as a Soviet Sangh Soviet Sangh territory. Do you believe that there is some rationale in what Putin is doing?
So, on historical perspective, the idea of Russia coming from Kiev. Earlier, when we start reading about the Russia, we take the starting point of Kiev, and the Kiev and the Slavic tribes. They have Latin tribes, and they separated. And there are many czars and rulers. They rule firstly from Kiev and then from Moscow and Petersburg. And after becoming of Soviet Union, Ukraine was part of Soviet Union. And after disintegration in 1990s, Ukraine become a sovereign country, sir.
That is fine. But do you believe that Russia's claim on all Russian-speaking territories and then asking them to be part of Russia has some rationale? How the linguistic nationalism plays a role here?
I don't think so, because this is if
Because it is applicable on India also. Because if you remember that how LTT made a claim on the all Tamil-speaking areas asking for Tamil nationalism, is it the similar situation in Russia also?
so that is why I'm telling this is not a good idea to see people speaking Russian and wherever they live in this world, and the Russian authorities claim that that is my territory. It is not a good idea of Indian nationalism.
Why India is not calling aggressor an aggressor?
So India follow a multilateralism policy, and India always respect his population and work for the interest of their own people. So as we seen, Russia is our friendly, and also India help Ukraine on humanitarian grounds. So India always follow a dialogue and diplomacy policy. So sir, I
But
think,
none of it stops calling aggressor an aggressor.
sorry sir, I'm not.
You're not in position to answer that. You just were discussing the situation in the society vis-a-vis the differently abled person. You want to become a civil servant. You'll become, I'm sure, someday you'll be IAS officer. But tell me, when you're into the bureaucracy, how will you ensure that your subordinates actually respect you the way they should be respecting any other IAS officer? I mean, the issue of acceptability usually comes with the marginalized sections always. What is your method or what is your plan? How will you deal with that?
So, firstly, as I feel in my life, the time when I am disabled, the whole perspective of society totally changed. They firstly they see me a normal person, educated person, employed person. After they see me a best for resources, they say I am not doing anything, and then I doing best for myself. I study hard, and I told the society I'm not a best for resources. I do for myself. I don't need anyone to help me. I am self to do for myself. And when I become in bureaucracy, whether my subordinate, whether my colleague or my other things, I told them I'm a bureaucrat, I'm an authority, I'm not a person with disability. So take me as a bureaucrat, not a disabled person, and I do my best to persuade them, to motivate them. There is nothing like a thing in the society as a disability or other thing. So
Fine. Point taken. Last one from me. You've been justified in saying that society has a very unbalanced kind of attitude towards disability. I also noticed it at many places. Tell me 2 points where you now actually look back on your actions before that accident and you believe that you were wrong in your perception about differently abled.
So, as I remember, one incident on Delhi railway station. Once I see a physically handicapped person before my accident, and at that time I am not very educated. Also, I am also a normal person. So I feel like. Why are these people and other things? And after being a disabled and preparing for this exam, and then I realized that no, there's nothing questioning. They also have a they also have a very very resourceful.
Point taken. Thank you. Thank you. So,
Hello, Suraj. Good to see you in this mock interview. How are you?
And
Suraj, we are seeing a lot of Swadeshi Melas in our country.
yes,
And there is a slogan that boycott Chinese products. So, how pragmatic is this call in the present day globalization?
sorry sir, can you repeat the question?
In the Swadeshi Melas, we see people saying there are a lot of slogans are there, and in one of the slogans is very prominent there: boycott Chinese goods. So, is it a pragmatic? Is it a practical call to boycott Chinese goods in this present day globalization?
No sir, it is when there is something happening in our country related to national security or other things, the people of India become aggressive to boycott Chinese thing or other things. But they not very much aware about the fact that we have trade with China, and China is our also neighboring country. We have border issues with China, and China. China also has part in our international organizations such as SCO and SCO breaks G20 also, sir. So I don't think so. And also in Swadeshi Melas, people not much aware about the thing, so they do this type of thing, sir. As I will.
Okay. Can robots replace administrative assistants?
No, sir.
Why?
Sir, because a human create robots, not a robot create.
Yeah. Human creating robots
Yes, sir.
working as assistants in administration.
Yes, sir. So,
Is it possible?
sir, no, sir. In future, robots can't replace the humans, sir.
Okay. But certain routine jobs they can always do. What is your opinion on this?
So, in routine job, robots make our life easy, and with the help of robotic or accessible devices, the life of people become easy. As I personally use this robotic wheelchair, it make my life easy. So I don't think so. Robotics can take job of humans.
But with the advent of artificial intelligence, decision making can be done.
So, there is a program only artificial intelligence. We just put a certain type of data, and it gives certain amount of real server. But human thinking is very much beyond of that, sir.
Okay. Where do you see yourself after 10 years?
So I see myself after 10 years very good bureaucrat as a IS, sir.
Okay. That's wonderful. All the very best to you. Thank you.
Suraj, so you shine bright and high just like the sun. May continue to do so. What is the reason that the sun keeps shining? Where does it derive its energy from?
Basically, the sun, the notion of sun, we see the nuclear fission reaction in sun, hydrogen and helium.
Is there fission or fusion?
Sorry, ma'am, I confused on that.
Okay, no problem. Can you tell me something about India's Aditya L1 mission?
Aditya L1 mission, ma'am, I'm not very much know, but I some guess.
Okay, try.
Aditya L1 mission for the study of sun corona, and it is not implemented yet, I think, and it will be implemented on 2025 approx.
Okay, just look up the dates once again. The dates, launching dates, just see them once again, okay? India also had PM Kusum Yojana. Are you aware of it?
I aware, but
With respect to solar energy and farmers coming together.
sorry, ma'am, I'm not aware.
Okay, what are the India's solar energy targets?
India solar energy target, basically India target in COP26 in Paris. India 50% on 2030 rely on non-renewable energies, and on 2070 we have net zero emission also to target, ma'am.
Okay. You're a student of sociology. Can you tell me how sociology is different from common sense? Because sociology is finally the study of society. And any person who's part of society can claim to be a sociologist because he has seen society by his or her own experience. Then how is a sociologist different from the person who's using the common sense?
Ma'am, common sense, generally a common sense. But in sociology, we have take researches, we create a hypothesis, and we find rational and logical thinking. Why this is happening, if poverty is exists, why this exists. In common sense, we see poverty exists because we don't have much financial resources, and that's why poverty exists. But in sociology, when we research and find out the results, then we know that poverty not only for economic resources but also for